Tuesday, January 7th. Deanne, will you take roll call, please?
Sure.
He's excused.
Lutz.
Here.
Krieger.
Yes.
Rickett.
Here.
Luna.
Here.
Ryder.
Here.
Germanson.
Here.
Four present.
Thank you. We have the minutes of 12/3/19 in front of you.
I'll move them. Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, we have public input for those that wish to approach the podium. Ask for your name and address, and you'll be limited to 5 minutes.
My name is Brad Eddy, 3177 South 9 Mile Road, Auburn. I wanted to find out what kind of information's going on in conjunction with Joseph Rivette and Mark Basket with Remonumentation. I didn't know what areas of the county are being remonumented, and if any of the property owners that Remonumentation is going to affect are notified of this. This is kind of new news to me here. I've had problems with the Remonumentation close to my land, and I want to make sure that this just don't make the judicial system more work. So I'd like to also invite everybody to a court case in Judge Gill's office on Thursday the 9th at 8:30 in the morning. I think it should be a real eye-opener on how some things get handled in this county. So, but to the Remonumentation, just want to make sure that it's very planned, and I don't see who the survey companies are who retain these contracts or have bid them. So, just curiosity.
We believe Remonumentation is under Laura's group, correct?
No.
No?
Bay County Road Commission.
No, it's the Drain Commissioner.
Oh, it is?
It is the Drain Commissioner. And I believe that we do have a contract, but I don't know the terms of it off the top of my head, but we can certainly get a copy.
But it's been bid out and stuff,
I believe so.
and posted, all that good stuff. Okay. Just want to make sure that the citizens are being notified. There was this Waldo drain that I haven't been notified about in Auburn that's going to affect my property starting in February. So 23,000 acres of water is now coming to our Caucaholin River in Bay County. And Williams Township never notified the property owners, so Beaver Township did. But it's just I want the county to kind of tell us when our properties are changing. I don't think it's something that we should just abruptly just find out about. I think that's fair. It's fair to the citizens, and I really do wish that some of you would make it a point to try to make it to that court case Thursday.
Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on to petitions and communications. We have one from the front of the court. It's the fiscal year 2020 Federal Visitation and Access Grant.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next is the Bay County Remonumentation, the 2020 Remonument Grant and Contracts.
So moved. Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, under Personnel Director, we have the Michigan Works SVRS or SVRS Industries Incorporated Worksite Agreement.
So moved. Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next is the Department of Aging. We got a grant from the Men's Philanthropical Group of Bay Area Community Foundation.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have payables from the general and bayonet. What is your pleasure on that?
So moved.
Support. We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, under finance, we have an analysis of the general fund equity for 2019.
Move to receive.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next is the update to the Executive Directive 2007-11.
Motion to receive.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have the ISD hardware system refresh. What is your pleasure on that one?
So moved.
Support. We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have Emergency Management 2018 Homeland Security Grant Program Sub-recipient Funding Agreement with the City of Midland. What's your pleasure on that one?
I'll move it.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we come to referrals. I don't believe we have any. Any unfinished business that Tom didn't have here? Okay. Under new business, do we have anything? Commissioner Ryder.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's come to some of our attentions that maternity leave, the county does not, for accidents and illness, there's a 30-day restriction before somebody can collect any of their wages. So I would like to move that we refer to administration the issue of maternity leave and see what we can come up with to help. I guess there were 9 individuals this year and 8 individuals last year that had this problem. So if we could refer that, I'd appreciate it. Make that motion.
And I'll support it.
As a clarification, it's paternity?
It would be parental leave. We can look into maybe a parental leave policy. Currently, it's covered each collective bargaining agreement. We do not, the county does not have a specific parental or maternity leave policy as it stands. Each collective bargaining agreement have sick and accident benefits for injuries or accidents, but nothing specific to parental leave.
So do you want that come to your committee then, Commissioner Ryder?
That'd be fine if we can refer it to administration and they could add that.
Will that be enough time?
Maybe.
Couple weeks?
You know, we'll put something together and see what you think.
Right, and then,
We'll make sure that when we have something together, if Tiffany, you can't get it out to all the commissioners before,
Of course.
prior to, in time, they can take a look at it.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
okay. So do we have a motion? And support, okay. Just want to make sure. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Anybody else under new business?
Under
Commissioner
new
Branchett.
business, I would like to make a motion that we direct administration to work on a to market the Columbus Market property and have administration come up with the plan how we can do that.
I'll support that.
Okay, we have a motion and support, basically to sell the market.
To list for sale?
Pardon me?
To list for sale?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So, we have a
We all
motion,
receive the appraisal, so, and the administration has that also, so.
I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked at, there's quite a bit of information on there too. It's a well-done document.
yeah, it was pretty thick. So we have a motion and support. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any other new business? Commissioner Durantich.
Just as a heads up, a future is supposed to be here, a full board meeting for a presentation next Tuesday. And hopefully even someone from Enbridge will be here too to give us a little update. Commissioner Bikic and myself saw their presentation at their facility, and it's something that line 5 needs to be replaced by this time, in our opinion. That's all I have.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we have Ryan Mann's our Emergency Services Director in attendance. Earlier today, he gave me an update, which didn't sound real great about the lake levels this coming spring. And I was just wondering, Ryan, if you could sort of update the commission and the cabinet about the latest information we have.
Certainly. The latest information isn't great news, but it's not as bad as it could be. They're still looking at about an 11-inch rise in Lake Huron by next summer. Although they did see that the lake levels have continued to rise, and we're going to be breaking the 86 record sometime in either February or March with current predictions. We have a few things going for us. We have not froze over yet, which is good because we're evaporating a lot, but we're in a very wet weather cycle right now. As a matter of fact, we've got a storm rolling in this weekend that we really need to hope it's snow and not rain. There's areas of Tennessee that could see up to 7 inches of rain, and that's just to the south of us. So if that weather pattern were to shift, it'd have to shift a lot for us to see a significant amount of moisture, but we really need the snow more than rain right now just to kind of slow things down a little bit. We've gotten information from the city of Bay City that they're seeing some ongoing infrastructure issues, and they're going to be talking with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for some technical support on some of those issues. We have scheduled a flight with Michigan State Police. They're going to fly the entire shoreline of the bay in Bay County, up the Saginaw River to Saginaw, and up the Cuckolin River to Cuckolin, taking video the whole way and photographs so that we have a little more information. We'll know the exact height of the water at that point, the level, so we'll be able to see the impact from any increase or decrease as we move through the season. The biggest concern currently, the most pressing issue, is going to be ice shoves this spring. We actually have a meeting with the fire chiefs along the Bay coastline on January 1st before the fire chiefs meeting, just to start planning for citizen notification and evacuation routes and evacuation planning. The fire chiefs will be there. We're looking for some support from Consumers Energy, the Water Department, possibly Bay City Light and Power because they might be involved a little bit, just so that we can get that all hashed out of what we're going to do if that does impact us. All of the information that we're gathering is being pushed up to the state through the Michigan Critical Incident Management System, MySIMS, so that they have a record of it, as well as we're being told that the governor is monitoring that system, and so that she knows what's going on. That's what she's receiving briefings on. It is recommended to us at this point that we get with MyEagle and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and schedule a public meeting where citizens can come in and receive information directly from them on the permitting process for any riprap that they want to put in or any seawalls that they want to put in. They've cut a lot of the red tape for those things. There still is a very significant cost for homeowners, but they've cut a lot of the red tape so they can get it done very quickly right now. The main concern that we saw for the county is the Payne County Park up there. We know that ice does come on shore up there. We have the tower up there. The new boardwalk can all be impacted. So that might be something we want to start taking a look at, if there's any mitigating measures that we can take up there to cut down on the impact to that area as well.
Commissioner Krieger.
Thank you. So I'm hoping that when they do the flyover, it's maybe when we're not having a northeastern, because
Yes.
right now, if you go up the Cucullin River, you'll find that most of the seawalls, the water level is right to the top of it.
Yes.
So if we have any wind at all, it's going to be over at the top of the walls, and it'll be tough for them to get a real good bearing.
Another product that I put together was I went through and took a look at the last 4 wind events, the major ones that impacted us throughout from June through October, and took a look at the wind speeds, direction, and the rise in the lake and river level. So I've got all that historical data as well that's being pushed up to
Yeah,
the state.
we've been pretty fortunate. We haven't had the northeasterns that we
Yes.
normally would have
Yes.
in November, December.
If that wind just the other day would have been out of the northeast, we'd have had a lot of problems.
The other major concern that we need to express with the Corps of Engineers, and it's not uncommon for us not to have ice on the bay going into the end of January. So with the water temperatures the way it is, it's really not abnormal. But once we do get an ice forming on the bay, I'd like to make sure that if there's any way of restricting any breaking of ice to bring any vessels in, we need to stop that from happening, because if we do get ice and we do get a wind, that's just going to increase the flow of ice coming into the shore. So if we can keep that ice cover without busting it up, I think it'd be an advantage to the property owners.
I'll check, I'll get hard dates on when they close the shipping lanes, because that's when they stop the ice breaking activity.
Yeah, a number of years ago, there was a breakage of ice past the shipping date that did cause some issues with an ice flow. So I'd like to not have that
Sure.
duplicated. If we can,
I'll get a hold of both the Coast Guard and,
that'd be wonderful.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, just another small comment. I want to thank you, Ryan, for all the leadership you provided, and also earlier working with Supervisor Rowley and yourself on the sandbags with the Corps of Engineers, and been doing a great job there.
Thank you.
Just wondering did they tell you what the projected temperatures will be if we're going to have ice cover? Because if we have evaporation, that will help, but if it's real cold, February and March, then that may.
We don't start really making good ice until we're 20 degrees. And that's got to be both daytime and nighttime temperatures. A month ago, the projections were we were already at that point. So because there are a lot of other large weather patterns that influence us, I don't know if you read the articles about the big blob out in the Pacific that broke up. They weren't expecting that to happen. That was supposed to influence us greatly with colder weather, but that broke up in the last month, and so now we're seeing the warmer temperatures. So it's kind of a moving target with them. They're okay 2 weeks out. They're really good 7 days out, but that's about it at this point. Their long-term predictions have already all changed, so.
And then just one other comment, and I'll wrap up, and that is I'd like to compliment Kristen Giniak and also John Morris and the great work that our Buildings and Grounds did on lifting up the 1,500-foot boardwalk from the flooding last year. But that is concerning if that new replacement on the boardwalk would be impacted with ice damage. So I don't know if there's anything we can do to try to preclude that from happening, but.
Other than removing it, not a whole lot, yeah.
Right, Commissioner Durancheck, it was underwater and they elevated it out. Very nice, it saved the boardwalk, so hopefully we won't have another issue
That
this
one's
spring.
going to be gone. The ice comes in.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Well, thank you, Ryan.
Okay, thank you.
So, anything else under new business? Okay. Do we need a closed session?
We do not, Mr. Chair.
Okay, anything under miscellaneous? Anything under announcements?
Move to adjourn.
With a motion and support, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign.